The world is as expensive as it's ever been right now. Everything feels like it costs more money. Every time I turn around, I feel like the prices are going up of everything. So here's the exact plan I would use that will actually get you from starting at zero or negative to $1 million net worth. And it is much easier than you think. If you have a job that has a 401k, if you are not at least putting enough money in there to get the full company match back, you're missing out because it is 100% guaranteed return. Let's just use that $100,000 salary for somebody. And let's say you were able to put 4% in. If you put in 4% of your money, which would be $4,000, and they match you 100% of that, you have $8,000. All you got to do is go to an investment calculator. We'll put the link in the description below. You can start to see how small amounts of money started off at a very young age will turn in not just into $1 million, but multi-millions of dollars. It's crazy as far as you can do that. So if you're not doing that first, you got to start there. Second, if you've got high interest credit card debt or high interest car loans or any sort of high interest debt, that stuff has to go. But I want you to also do this 401k matching program. You want to do both at the same time. So then we got to get a plan in place. And I don't care if you use the snowball method, the avalanche method, whatever method you want to use in order to get these debts paid off. But we need to make a list. Whatever loans you have, you want to know what the balances are, the monthly payments are, what the interest rates are. And we want to get these things paid off as quickly as possible. So this is where we start. As much income as possible. Make sure we have money extra every month. Do your 401k, pay off your debts. That is the starting point. For many people, that might take them a year or 2 or 3 in order to just work on those. From there, once we've done that, then we want to start doing some more basic stuff, which would be create a cash emergency fund. You can do a month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever your comfort level is, in order to have some money put to the side. So when something happens to you, like something happened to me the other day, I had the money in the bank. You have to build that out there. Now, once you've done all these basics and you've got all this stuff set up, to me, those are the beginning programs. Then, if we can, when I say pay yourself first, ideally, we'd be paying ourselves 20% of our income. So when we're using this $100,000 example, if we started off with that 401k where we put $4,000 into our 401k, you still have $16,000 more dollars that you can use. So whether you want to fund $7,500 into a Roth IRA, whether you want to be able to take some of that money and put into some non-retirement investment account, so you can put some money, open an account at Fidelity or whatever brokerage company you like. Start putting in some non-retirement account money so then you can save up for a down payment on a house, or you can just start to build up some more money that you can get to versus your retirement account. So you can do both. But if you just start here, these are all the basic things that are eventually going to turn you into $1 million net worth. And then over time, you'll be able to start to cash flow off some of these assets as the houses and properties and things start to get paid off. Or eventually, when you have to start making decisions like I will have to make here in the future, do you start to sell some of these assets off and put that cash into your other accounts? You can live on those things in the future. People have to understand slow and steady will win versus doing all the crazy stuff. Now, with that being said, can at some point you start to try to take a little more risk? Sure. And I look at it this way. If we take our $100,000 number and we're doing our pay ourselves first and doing the 20% off the top, you need to automate all these things. So when you get paid, money's automatically going into your saving investing and not just going into the account, but actually being invested in something. But if you start to do all those things first, then what you can do is the 80% that's left over that you're living on, if you want to take 5% or 10% of that money and do something a little more risk averse, if those lose, you've still already done this 20% piece first off the top. And that's going to be like your long-term safety planning. So you know for sure you'll be rich, where then this other stuff is trying to hit the home runs, whether it's starting a business, whatever it might be. But you have to get financially educated to understand how all the basics of this stuff works. So if you have some specific questions, by all means, I'd love to see them down below. But for someone who is now worth multi-millions and who also works because I like to work, legitimately, all I started doing was paying myself first, living below my means, not going into debt, saving, investing in retirement accounts and non-retirement accounts, and buying real estate. That is all I did. And I realize that's more of a conservative, old school way to go. But if you just do those things and start there, that is how you're going to win at this game. And then you have the ability down the road to be able to take more risk. It's what we eventually did. So there's things you need to learn. Those would be the next steps in talking with CPAs and understanding how between real estate and the stock market, all these things, how they can work so that you can better create long-term wealth for yourself. And it's really not as complicated as you think. But earlier you start, the better. And again, play with that investment calculator because it will really help you. So let me know what your questions are, and it's not quite as hard as you think.